Whoa. 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 Love this track. One of my favorite groups, probably.
Influenced the whole generation.
Ever since I can remember, I've been working.
Today has been marks 20 years today. What's that album they came out with that had Sipping on Scissor and
I can't remember the name of it.
Man, I can't remember the name of it. It's been 20 years today since that album dropped. So it's funny that you actually play that instrumental right now.
Anyway,
even though that wasn't on the album, but
anyway, this is the Ghost and Mr. Sanders show. I'm your host, Ghost, and as always, got my co-host, Mr. Sanders.
Saddening.
Not much. You doing all right, man?
I'm doing great.
Feeling good, feeling great. So anyway, the topic for today is LeBron James the best player in the NBA still? What do you have to say about that?
I don't think he is because Kawhi has just surpassed him, especially last year. He wasn't even able to make the playoffs. And you see and he can't guard anybody anymore. He hasn't really played consistent defense since Miami, since 2013.
Yeah,
that was
it's been a
7 years ago.
What was it?
And
2018, he was 236 in the league at defense or something. Yeah, it was he was ranked.
Rating.
Yeah, his defensive rating was 236.
Yeah, because he just doesn't care on that side of the ball. He doesn't guard any of the other great players. You see what happened in the 2017 finals. He didn't want none of KD.
Well, that was
2018 finals too.
That was both years.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's still doing it. He's still doing a great job in the NBA. Don't get me wrong, but you can definitely notice he's lost a step.
Yeah.
It's very noticeable, especially when he plays certain teams. You definitely notice it with the Clippers. Cause
shies away from that matchup.
Well, yeah, and Kawhi Leonard just makes the man look slow.
Yeah.
The reason why LeBron does so good with these other teams is mainly he's just bigger than everybody. I mean, if you really look at it, when the Mavericks play him, I mean, when he plays against teams like the Mavericks, I mean, the Mavericks do a pretty good job playing against the Lakers. At least they have this past year. But the only reason why LeBron really does good is just they had good games against them because they just didn't have anybody to guard him. I mean, if you look at it like that.
But what you're saying is against the elite teams, he doesn't do that well.
No, not really. Granted, he's having a good statistical year. But when you play them against elite teams or another elite player, you can definitely see the difference. I know everybody would blow up the Milwaukee Lakers game, which he played good against Giannis, but if you really watch that game, they were pretty much going at Giannis every single play. So they pretty much were tiring him out. But Giannis still had a good game. But they were pretty much just if it was pick and roll, they'd have him guarding AD or you have to guard LeBron or whatever. They involved him with every single pick and roll or whatever. Every play that happened on that end, pretty much Giannis was in it. Which Giannis ain't gonna shy away from the challenge. But I don't know. What do you think?
Like I said earlier, man, Kawhi just surpassed him with this past season that he had. He went to that team first year, took him to won a championship, and LeBron couldn't even make the playoffs. And he was talking about, oh yeah, we going into playoff mode, playoff activation or something like that, something stupid. And then they had a losing record for the rest of the season. But yeah, like you said, LeBron's just lost a step. And honestly, let's just keep it real. He's doing some under the table stuff to still stay like this.
Well, that's a different topic for a different day.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but he I don't know if you can quite give Kawhi Leonard the best player in the league just because he misses so many damn games. Like, cause like I looked at some stuff like some stats or whatever. Like to me, I mean, I think I don't know. Giannis is like there, but he's not quite all the way there. If you get what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like, he's the best player, but he's not the best player yet.
I don't know. You gotta explain, man.
Okay, so you obviously can see flaws in Giannis's game. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Like he's the best player, but there's definitely flaws in his game. But he's improving on those flaws.
Yeah, because he's really not a good free throw shooter.
Well, neither is LeBron, and LeBron's been consistently bad. Because if you look at like,
he's been around 70-ish%, like 73, 74, 75. I don't think he's ever even hit 80%.
That's crazy to think about that.
Yeah,
for like a top 10 player.
Yeah, and as much as he gets fouled,
that's why at the end of the games you never see him driving to the hole.
That's true. He always goes for that fadeaway on the left side.
Yeah. If he either that or he does like that year in the finals, pass out to Kyle Korver for three.
Well, not that fadeaway. I mean that step back. My bad.
Well, or pass somebody at the 3-point line. Kyle Korver.
Yeah, and which I thought that was just a dumb play by LeBron because he blew by. Who was guarding him? Draymond blew by him, had an open lane. It was like, I'm gonna pass it. Could have got the easy bucket, maybe possibly and one because he's stronger than everybody else on the court.
Yeah, because that probably would have like tied the game or something like that at that point of the game or something.
Yeah,
I think it was gonna tie.
Yeah, it was gonna tie.
Because that three would have gave him like a 1-point lead. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like when I look at because obviously the two best ones to me are either Kawhi or Giannis. Kawhi, he kind of made his case last year, in the playoffs. Because I was looking like some of his stats in the playoffs last year. This fool. So he was averaging basically 40 minutes a game. Well, 39.1. Averaged 30 points a game. Shot 49% from the field. 9.1 rebounds a game. And basically 4 assists in the playoffs last year.
Wow.
And he was basically like hurt that whole majority of it, I think. I didn't really look at his 3-point percentage. I forgot to look at that. But I mean, Giannis didn't exactly have a bad playoff series, or at least bad playoffs. Because last year in the playoffs, he was 34.3 minutes. He averaged 25.5 points a game, 49.4 field goal percentage, 12.2 rebounds. So basically 5 assists and then 2 blocks.
It's a good stat line as well.
Oh yeah, I mean,
what's surprising to me is the rebounds.
I mean, Giannis gets some rebounds. Like I was looking at his.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was talking about Kawhi. My bad.
No, that was Giannis.
I thought you was comparing them again.
No. That was just giving out some little stats right there. But I mean, they definitely show up in the playoffs. You can't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, and who knows what would have happened last year too, if somebody like actually Chris Middleton would have showed up in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's just Giannis. What you said earlier, piggyback off what you said earlier. He really just needs to work on his jump shot. Honestly,
well, it's coming along though.
Yeah, but if you look at just this past season, I remember when he played against the Heat, they just put up a wall and just made him shoot.
Yeah,
and he was breaking everything. So he really needs to work on that aspect of his game. But yeah, you said it's coming along. At least he has the willingness to shoot it, unlike some people, if you know what I mean.
Like who?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's just he'll never be able to be. He mentioned as the best player in the league, which he probably should, as much talent as he has.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just 6'10" point guard.
6'10" point guard.
Yeah, pretty, good handles. Definitely a great passer. But damn, what was it? I saw a report like it's just like he was like saying like, yeah, I fell back in love with basketball again. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, damn, you only like what? He's like what? This is third year or something.
Yeah. I mean, you could just look at him when he plays. He's just kind of very, just lackadaisical. Like he just doesn't care either way if he wins or he loses.
Yeah, he's a different type of guy. It's not gonna work between him and Joel Embiid.
Nah.
He like they're gonna have to trade one of them too.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying him, but I mean everybody keeps saying Embiid, but I say him.
I would say go ahead and just do Embiid. Because Embiid, like, at least with Ben Simmons, like, you know he's going to be in shape. Like, that's what Joel... Like, because, I mean, honestly, Joel Embiid could be a candidate for being the best player in the league if he was just getting fucking shape. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
Ben saying that, like I told you, I thought he was going to be MVP this year.
Yeah, that was a bad one. A bad pick.
Yeah, definitely a terrible take.
Yeah, but, I mean, he definitely... Because, I mean, he's, what, 7'2"? Can post up, probably the best. I mean, he definitely is. I mean, you can make a case for him being the best big man in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Either him or Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, would you consider Giannis a big man? Since I mean, Giannis is like 7 foot.
Yeah, of course.
I don't
Definitely
know.
a big man.
Because I mean, it's just because I always see him as a small forward. Because he came in the league as a small forward.
Yeah, he was on the perimeter a lot more, but yeah, I've definitely put him.
And of course, he grew like.
He's just a big man that can dribble.
Of course, he grew like 3 more inches after he got in the league. Like, what the hell?
Gained like 52 pounds of muscle.
That's crazy. That's scary to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he gets a jumper, it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah.
Which I mean, he's getting better. He's progressing. You can definitely see the improvement every year, because he's probably get some of the best improvement from like year to year. Like just looking at like from like last year to like this year, like last year's stats, like okay, so he was at 32.8 minutes a game, 27.7 points per game, 57.8 field goal percentage, 12.5 rebounds a game, and then basically 6 assists a game. And then this year, he's actually decreased in minutes. Oh yeah, and that's also playing like 70-something games last year. Like he don't miss games either. That's another thing. Like he's I was looking at like at another thing. He's played at least 70 games every year.
That's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, so this year he's averaging 30.9 points a game, which he actually decreased in minutes from last year to this year. 29.6 points per game, 54.7 field goal percentage, 13.7 rebounds a game, and basically 6 assists a game again.
He's just a great all-around player, man. He's doing it on all ends of the floor too. I like him defensively. He really plays hard on the other end. You don't see a lot of big men doing that in today's game, like going hard on the defensive end.
No, I mean, hell, don't nobody play deep. What was Jabari Parker's famous line? Don't pay me for defense.
Yeah, and
then he got cut.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
give it up for Jabari Parker.
Yeah, for keeping it real, I guess.
See, that should be John Wall's motto.
Yeah,
they don't. Hell, they don't play me to play games. I just get injured, sit out like 2 years.
He learned that from Gilbert Arenas, I guess. He got paid a lot.
Yeah, got paid and then fake an injury. Nah, I can't fake no injuries, but damn, is he ever gonna come back?
Who?
John Wall.
Who knows, man?
Was it you that was telling me like he's saying like he's in like the best shape of his life or something?
Yeah, I only saw a clip of that on Instagram because I follow All the Smoke. I didn't see the actual interview yet. But he was just talking about I'm in the best shape of my life and I feel good and I feel I don't know. We just got to see because John Wall, he's just one of those players. He has the talent, but it's just, does he really want it?
Well, can he actually throw it into the ocean for once? Because damn, that jump shot. Woo.
I mean, he was getting better.
Oh, so he could throw it into a pond. But yeah, it was but getting back to Giannis, so he definitely shows significant improvement every year. And I mean, he gets in the play, when he gets in the playoffs, he definitely does his thing. I mean, yeah, the year before they went out in the first round, but they still went 7 games, mainly because Eric Bledsoe couldn't get Terry Rozier out of his damn head. But he definitely, I mean, this past year, he definitely showed out in the playoffs.
I agree.
I can't remember who they played in the first round. Oh, it was the Pistons. The sorry-ass Pistons. One of the worst franchises in the league.
Yeah.
That franchise has never been the same ever since they did that Allen Iverson trade. You realize that?
Because that was a dumb trade. That was I understood why they did it, because the team they had before, they were getting there, but they wasn't getting to the finals, so they had to break it up. It was just time. But that was a dumb trade. You get younger, you don't get older.
But yeah, ever since that trade,
that time, AI was he still All-Star?
Yeah, he made the All-Star team that year.
Oh, okay, but still, it seemed like once he lost his athleticism, his quick step, he was done.
Yeah. But yeah, get back to so yeah, they pretty much I think they swept them, or maybe did a gentleman's sweep with the Pistons, and then got the Celtics, and that was just a disgrace if you're a Celtics fan.
It definitely was, man. Kyrie was ball hogging that whole series.
Yeah, like what was up with that?
It was over, man. He was just ready to go, ready to move on. They were beefing that whole season. Can't speak today. They were beefing that whole season because they almost got into a fight in the game in a huddle. They were playing against the Heat.
Oh
they
yeah,
were getting their ass beat too.
Yeah, because that was like Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, one of the Morris twins. I can't remember which one. And Jaylen Brown.
You don't want to mess with the Morris twins. Them fools is crazy. Like, they are crazy. They one of them back alley, one of the back alley teams.
Who'd you want with you when you go through a back alley?
Yeah, and they're two of the people on that team. 2 of the 5.
Yeah, they always get into it with Embiid.
Imagine that.
I noticed that.
Who doesn't get into it with him?
You talking about shit, man. We done went so far off the topic. We talk about LeBron, but
no, it has to do with LeBron.
LeBron, he's just a fucking crybaby, bro. He's just a fucking crybaby, man. He's always bitching. Always wants to get things his way, and then when he gets his way, he still complains. Just remember back in 2017, he was asking for a ball handler, and that was really just shots at Kyrie.
Yeah, that basically was.
Come on, man. You already got a ball handler. You already got everything you need, man. You still bitching. You still not happy.
I mean, basically, you playing the point guard, so basically you taking shots at yourself, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you won't even let Kyrie be the point guard.
Yeah.
But,
I just want to let everybody know, everybody is listening right now, we're not LeBron haters. We're just truth tellers.
Basically.
Because, I used to defend LeBron a lot, but these last few years, I'm really starting to see what people have been saying for a while. Especially like the older group. The older group really don't like LeBron at all.
Because they see the
dudes they've been watching since the 70s, 80s, even 90s. They all feel like LeBron's overrated a little bit.
Because it's, he's a player that constantly has a ball in his hands.
Exactly.
Like, so he's going to be able to control every aspect of the game. But, I just don't think he's the best. Like, I wouldn't say he's the best player anymore. I think they kind of just say it to a default, honestly, just because they can't officially give it to Giannis, because Giannis's flaws are obvious. And then you can't really give it to Kawhi just because Kawhi didn't play enough games. Because, I mean, Kawhi, like, ever since that year he got injured, like, I don't know what the hell. Like, he played The season after that, he played 9 games. Which, damn. Was he really that injured? Like, you only played 9 games?
Nah, he was sitting out, man. He was thinking about his future, and I respect it because Kawhi really took a lot of flack from San Antonio and all them, and he didn't say nothing. He just hooped.
Yeah. Well, he didn't hoop. He just sat out.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like after the fact.
Oh. Yeah, it's just like, wow. Like, 9 games, and then Toronto got a little bit better. He just didn't play back to backs or whatever. He only played 60 games because he probably could have won the MVP last year, to be honest. If you actually played more games, you can't win the MVP only off 60 games. Unless you're just having a ridiculous year where you're averaging like 40 points a game or something like that.
I mean, but shit, people thinking Zion's a rookie of the year. He only played 19. So,
I mean, he came back.
Things just changed in the NBA now. I think something like that could probably happen, honestly, because things are just.
Well, it's happened before. I think Bill Walton won MVP, and he didn't like finish out the season or whatever. But it's because he was having like a pretty ridiculous season. But was
that after the championship?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a year after it or something.
Yeah.
I think it was like the next year because he was like he got in. That's when his injuries started happening. And unless you're just having like a ridiculous year, like that's the only way you're gonna win the MVP. But I really just think they're just giving the best player award or whatever, I guess if you want to call it an award, to LeBron, just because they you can't give it to James Harden for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, this man can't get over the Warriors no matter what.
Man.
Like, Steph Curry is that man's kryptonite for real.
Yeah, the last 2 years, man, it's been really unacceptable.
2 years? More like 4 years.
But just the last 2 in particular, man, because they both had chances, like really great chances to get rid of them, and they lost on their home floors. That's the embarrassing thing about it. Y'all losing these games, these series deciding games on your home floors.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But
it's tough being a Rockets fan right now. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently Harden's got in shape this year since the break or whatever.
I don't even care about that. I just got to see him in the playoffs.
We'll see. And then, I mean, you can't really give it to Westbrook just because he's a freaking nut job, to be honest. On the court, at least.
Yeah, it's crazy how the Warriors still managed to get in his head, and they were beating the hell out of the Warriors. You remember that game when they were playing in the Warriors arena, and Westbrook was getting into it with the players, and they were up by like 25, 30 points.
The Warriors were or the Thunder?
Nah, the Rockets.
Oh, the Rockets?
Yeah. I'm talking about Westbrook.
Didn't they lose that game too?
No, they won that game. They were beating the shit out the Warriors.
I could have sworn like one of the games they did play. Yeah, there was it was a Christmas one.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
But I'm talking about how the Warriors still managed to get in Russell's head even when he's winning, because he just went off on the whole team, and then he got into it with a player, and then he went over to the bench and started talking shit to Klay Thompson. They were kind of just laughing him off or whatever. And then he was walking off, and he bumped into who was it? Who's that center? Looney. Looney kind of like stepped into him to make him bump into Westbrook, and Westbrook just went crazy, and he got ejected out of the game. He was up by like 30 points, I think. And it's just crazy how they still managed to get in this man's head, because he really is a nutcase. I wouldn't like playing with him because he just takes terrible shots. I got curious yesterday because me and my homie, we was talking about Westbrook, and I was just like, man, this dude can hit a shot last year. What are you talking about? He's the best point guard in the game. I looked up his stats. He shot 36% from the field in the playoffs.
That's terrible.
Year. Terrible.
That's terrible for a guard. Shoot 36%. Like hell, we look at it
for a superstar guard,
yeah,
all-star starter type
an
guard.
MVP for a former MVP.
Yeah,
Now, yeah, to say Westbrook's the best point guard in the league is
blasphemous.
yeah, because by far it's Steph Curry.
Insane.
I mean,
it's been Steph Curry.
And it's not even. It's relatively not even close. I mean, the man's had back-to-back MVPs, 3 championships.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a Finals MVP, but should. But yeah, to say, I mean, say he's the best player in the league, like, or the best player or best point guard in the league is just ludicrous.
Yeah, because people just look at stats nowadays. And, oh, well, he got a triple-double. That doesn't mean anything. I want you to go back and look up the game he played against the Suns. During that first year, he got that triple-double year. And the whole time, they were getting beat, too, by the way, by like 20. And the whole time, he's just out there passing the ball around to get that last assist.
That sounds about right. He did that in a ton of games.
Yeah, I mean, his triple doubles are just so corny because you out there stat stuffing all the time.
LeBron.
And you're losing.
LeBron.
You think LeBron stat stuffs?
I know he stat stuff. Hell, you can look at that. He makes sure he gets his stats. That way he can't take the blame for nothing.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
And that's kind of what people were saying when we were talking about the topic earlier with him throwing the ball to Kyle Korver. I remember this one dude, he was an older dude. He don't like LeBron at all. I be hooping with him. And he said, yeah, the only reason he passed the ball to Korver in the corner because he didn't want to take the last shot and get blamed for it if he missed or did something stupid.
Basically.
It was like, and then he said he went even further. He was like, LeBron would have been an average player in the 80s.
Nah, he wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have been.
I was like, all right, I was
too
with you till you said that, bro. I was like, come on, man.
It's like, that's a little bit too much hating.
Yeah, definitely. LeBron would have been a tank back then.
Yeah, he definitely would have been great. He still would probably have been top 10.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I mean, you can't give Westbrook the best player of the league. You can't give Anthony Davis that title either because
he ain't won enough. He been to playoffs twice?
Yeah, and ain't done nothing. Like, which I'm pretty sure. Like the NBA should do something about like that whole situation. Him going to the Lakers. That trade should have not been able to go through.
Hey, you just a fucking hater. That's all it is, man.
Oh, so that trade can go through, but the Chris Paul trade couldn't go through.
Both of the trades should have went through.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
that Chris Paul trade should have went through. That was just some hating shit back then.
That was David Stern. He's the one that blocked that team. Because I think the Pelicans are like the only team that didn't have an owner.
They don't have an owner?
Yeah, like the league owns that team or something. It's something weird like that.
Oh.
Like they don't have like an actual owner. That's why that trade.
That's why, yeah. So
that trade got vetoed. But
I'm talking about that's why that trade was able to happen for the Lakers this time. That's why.
Well, see that one, I think they need to like say something about tampering with that, because it's pretty funny to me how the year before, they had like Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins. Of course, DeMarcus Cousins got hurt, and then New Orleans went on that run where they just were really running through teams for real. And then they got in the playoffs and just ran train on the Portland Trailblazers. And then that offseason, the Pelicans have a chance to sign back Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins, and for whatever reason, they don't do it. And then all of a sudden, like a couple of months into the season, and I don't want to be here. I want to get a trade.
Man, you already know all this shit scripted, man.
Yeah, it's just...
It seems like it.
Well, definitely with that, because, I mean, especially since Rich Paul is his agent. And, at first it was like, oh, well, he was like, oh, well, I don't care where I get traded. And then, like, pretty much, like, later on, it was just, I'm only going to go to the Lakers. Like, Boston can trade for me, but I'm not going to re-sign with y'all. And it's just like, are you kidding me?
I don't know, man.
Like,
It's a lot of crazy stuff be going on with those trades. The most flagrant has got to be when Lakers got Pau Gasol.
well, that wasn't. That wasn't a bad trade.
I'm talking, but why would that even go through? Why would you be so stupid to do that?
The Grizzlies wanted to do that
For what?
because they just wanted expiring contracts. They wanted to rebuild.
Uh,
I mean, it didn't make any sense to keep Al Gasol. They were only winning like 20 games.
yeah, but still,
I mean, like, why wouldn't you do that trade?
because Pau Gasol was an all-star,
Yeah, but they're only winning 20 games. Like, they sucked. Like,
and then they suck some more.
that's because they decided, well, let's just go ahead and scrap it and start rebuilding.
And then they got Allen Iverson. That was smart.
Well, he was old. I don't know. But, yeah, you can't.
But think about that. That sounds so. That like just think about it, though. They scrapped that idea, the Pau Gasol idea, and then a couple years later you get Allen Iverson, who was done.
I guess they just want to get some kind of ticket sales. They want to have some kind of, like, somebody that can at least bring in, like, some kind of revenue until they got, like, a good draft pick in. Yeah, remember, it is a business.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis, you can't put him in the best player in the league category. I mean, granted, he's having a great year, but I can't put him in there just because he's never really won.
Yeah, he's never won. He's only been to the playoffs twice. He got a first round one time. You know, he's never been like had led his team to a top seed.
And another thing, like,
so why is he considered one of the best? I mean, his skill set is great, but we haven't seen anything in the playoffs.
Yeah. And another thing, like, the reason why, like, I think you can consider Kawhi and Giannis, like, either one of them being the best players in the league is because they're actually leaders. In the NBA, like, you hardly don't have any real leaders anymore.
That's true.
Like, the only ones I can think of is them two, Steph, and that's it. To me, I mean, can you think of any?
Honestly, no.
Because let's keep it real, LeBron is not a real leader. There's no evidence whatsoever supporting he's a real leader.
Yeah, I agree, man. LeBron's definitely not a good leader because
It's all about making
he's just so
handshakes.
passive aggressive.
About making super handshake, 10,000 handshakes.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did he stop doing that?
I think he still does. Do you remember when he was with the Cavs when he first started doing it? Like he would do something with the team, do all that, and then do his pregame ritual, throw smoke up in there, and they're just like, yeah, you gotta cut this, man, because they did that for a couple years in the league. It was like, yeah, you gotta cut it.
What, him throwing the powder in there?
Just his whole, all that stuff.
Like, who's gonna remember all the damn handshakes? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But
I remember, LeBron and all them, they was clowning. They was beating the hell out the Celtics. It was like 09, they all dancing on the bench.
oh,
And then the next year they get their ass beat.
hey, that's what happens when KG came back. But yeah, I mean, it's like, to me, those are the only real leaders I see in the league. You know, Steph, I mean, he's by far definitely, I don't know if you consider him the best player in the league. He's by far the most impactful. Like, without a question. I don't even think it's close, really.
Yeah, he's very impactful. His 3-point shot is the main thing in the NBA right now. Everybody tries to implement that into their skill set, but everybody just doesn't have that touch, you know, and everybody just can't play like that, you know, and people have really just watered down that style, you know, especially with the step backs and pulling from half court and stuff.
Damian Lillard.
But he hits his shots though. I'm talking about just everybody else just trying to do this stuff, and they don't even have the same anything as any of these other players is doing it. But James Harden, he needs to stop because he be breaking left and right.
What was that? He's like, I gotta play. I'm coming up with a new move that looks like a walk, but it's not a walk.
You talking about with the step back? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
something
a
like
walk.
that. Well, no, he's like, this is like, I can't remember what year it was, but he was just like, I got
the
this
running three.
or something like that. I don't know what the hell it was.
He
but
tried that in a preseason game against one of those Asian teams, and he rigged, of course. But I don't know, man.
But that team, like, to me, like I always say, like, the Rockets have the weirdest ceiling of any team.
No, they don't. They're
Yeah.
second round bound.
I'm telling you that, like, they have the weirdest because to me, you know, if they went out in the first round, it wouldn't shock me. If they won the championship, it wouldn't shock me either. But I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, if you really look at the Giannis and Kawhi, they definitely, to me, are by far they're the only two I think can be considered the best in the NBA. And I don't think it's relatively close. It's just Kawhi could be it, but he's got to start playing more games. Like playing 60-something games in a season, like that ain't cutting it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really holding it back. But like we said, man, load management.
Yeah, I guess. But those are the only two I see that can take that mantle. But I think the NBA kind of just don't want to go with it either, just because of how their personalities are. I think that's another problem with it, because, you know, Kawhi, he ain't fucking with the media at all.
Nah, not at all.
Hell,
I can respect that because he just don't want everybody in his business. You know, he's one of those guys that he's like the anti-LeBron. You know, when LeBron's always jumping in the camera, he's just in the background chilling.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy that people really thought like Kawhi was gonna go to the Lakers.
I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, like, you really think Kawhi could play with?
I'm a Lakers fan, and I knew that wasn't gonna happen because Kawhi is not somebody that could just play that sidekick role at this point in his career.
Especially LeBron. He probably end up fading LeBron for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy. But those are by far the two that I see. And then, yeah, with Giannis' personality, I mean, that man, he's an assassin.
With Giannis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Giannis, he really does try to go at the elite players in the game. He doesn't take nights off. I just always loved his approach. He comes back, like we said, every year he gets better. He adds something different to his game every year. And he's possibly going to get another MVP.
He should. But you already know how that's going.
Yeah. I just always really loved his approach. He's not like a lot of these other young NBA players. As soon as they do something, they hitting up Instagram or hitting up Twitter to talk some shit. He just goes about his business and pushes on to the next game. And he's been really impressive, man. I'll be honest. When you said he was going to be the best back in 2014, I did not believe you because I feel like he was a little soft back then. But fast forward to now, you was right, man. You Negro Diamonds.
I don't know. For some reason, I just like watching some of his stuff and like, I guess when he was playing in Greece or whatever, I don't know. I just saw flashes of it and I was just like, this dude is 6'9". And he's able to like dribble and move the way he does. And then of course, I mean, he's 6'9". Ain't nobody jumping up and blocking that dunk or even a jump shot. Like, probably the only person that can really guard Giannis is Kevin Durant, to be honest. That's one player we ain't talked about at all either. He could definitely be considered there.
Kevin Durant cannot guard Giannis. Stop it.
Kevin Durant's not a bad defender.
He's not a bad defender, but he's not guarding Giannis, bro. Nah.
I'm just saying he's the only person that could probably actually guard him.
Embiid can.
Embiid's not mobile enough to guard Giannis.
He has his moments.
But for a full game,
Yeah.
no, Embiid's not guarding Giannis for a full game.
I don't know. I'm just trolling.
Yeah,
man.
Giannis, yeah.
But we haven't really talked about Durant.
I almost forgot about him, to be
Durant.
honest, just because he's been out this whole year.
Top 3 scoring ever. He's 7 feet. Nobody can handle him.
Yeah, those two players, Giannis and Durant, could possibly go down as like the two most unique NBA players ever. Because we've never seen two players with the height that they have able to do the things they can on the court.
That's very true.
You basically have like Hakeem's body with Michael Jordan's moves.
That's a cheat code, man.
Yeah.
Just imagine Giannis with a Durant jumper.
Oh, he's a GOAT. Like, he's a GOAT and it's not even close. Because ain't nobody stopping Giannis if he's got a consistent jumper. And, I mean, he showed flashes that they can be pretty consistent. Because I remember that game against the Lakers in Milwaukee. He had, 5 threes in that game?
Yeah, he was coming down pulling. I really, like I said, man, I really like his approach and his willingness just to try to add new aspects to his game. He still needs to work on it a little bit more because late in the games, man, they be fouling him, putting at the free throw line. He only shoots 62%, man. That's not gonna
Yeah. He's showing improvement every year though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's always a player that's always looking to get better. Some of these players aren't really looking to get better. But yeah, Kevin Durant, I mean, he definitely could be in that mention because I mean, I think if he would have stayed with it's gonna really help to see what he does with the Nets. Because I mean, he definitely could have been in that discussion while he was with the Warriors because he was just ridiculous with the Warriors.
Yeah, he was even a step more efficient with the Warriors because they just really played a really like a Spurs type of.
Well, they just
scheme,
actually had a
what I'm saying?
system.
Yeah, but they kind of like the Spurs, you know what I mean? Like where everybody just touches the ball, they move the ball around really, really well.
Yeah.
Because like with the Spurs, they don't turn the ball over like that. They're
Yeah.
always really precise with what they do, and just adding Durant into that just made him even just a little bit more efficient. Because he was efficient with OKC, but playing with Steph and Clay and all those guys, the guys who just don't care who scores. It really helped him out a lot, and honestly, he should have resigned, man. I know why he didn't because that Draymond situation, but
And I think he was just kind of jealous of Steph because it was never going to be considered his team.
yeah, that's
But one of the flaws he has, of course, is he's not really a leader per se. He's too emotional.
nah, he's not a leader at all. Can't be a leader having fake Twitter accounts.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Just want to blow some steam and didn't want to get caught. That's what it was.
Because what he was like going in on like Billy Donovan, and
I can't remember. I just remember
he was
him
going in
saying-
on a lot of people.
I just remember him saying he couldn't win with Westbrook, Steven Adams, and somebody else.
Hey,
Like, yeah, KD can't win with them cats. Something
remember,
like that. And then Westbrook showed up next day, show up to the game with a cat shirt on.
remember, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like the last year Kevin Durant was with the Thunder, and Stephen A. had the report saying like, "Oh, Kevin Durant's probably gonna leave," or he's like, "I've been hearing rumor." Like Kevin Durant told me like he's gonna be leaving OKC. And then Kevin Durant fired back at him like the next day. He's like, I never told Stephen A. that nobody talks to Stephen A. And then I think it was Stephen A. He's like trying to get on his mafia. Like, you don't know who you're messing with.
Yeah,
Was Kevin Durant the one he was talking to?
Yeah, it was Kevin Durant.
Like Stephen A. Like out, he's a boss out here or something. Like, you don't want to mess with me, man.
That's why ESPN is trash.
Well, of course. But I remember
like a damn wrestling monologue. Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
Because
Let me tell you something, brother.
Looking at the camera, he looked at the camera like, you do not know me.
Thought he was Suge Knight, didn't he?
Yeah. I know somebody who would act just like Stephen A.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you know this person.
Nah, you know him too. I'll tell you off camera.
But yeah,
Kevin Durant. Off camera, my dumb ass. What I meant was when we started recording.
But yeah, Kevin Durant, it's definitely gonna depend on him, like, cause he really can make a case for it if he comes back strong next year with the Nets. Cause he definitely the only flaw he just has is just the leadership quality. It's definitely gonna be interesting next year with him and Kyrie.
Very interesting because their personalities, to me, I don't think they'll really mesh well.
Well,
they're both two emotional people.
I would say they're court personalities, like, cause they're pretty close friends off the court, cause that's why they decided to play together. But they're court personalities, cause you can get it, cause
like I said, they're both too emotional.
Yeah. It's it'll be very interesting, especially with Kyrie. What he said earlier in the year, when he was just like, "Yeah, we just need more talent on the team. We need better players." Yeah. And he like left off like a bunch of people that he named off, and they were like, "Damn, like you're already pretty much like destroying the team already."
That's the type of player he is, man. So Boston had to get him the fuck up out of there. You see how well they're playing.
Yeah, replace him with Kemba Walker. Granted, I think Kyrie's better than Kemba, but Kemba,
like you said, court personalities.
Yeah, Kemba fits better on that team. What they're trying to do on the team. But those are really, like, those are probably the only three players I could see really taking that mantle once ESPN's finally ready to hand it over, because it seems like ESPN controls that narrative.
Yeah, they definitely control that narrative. I hate their list. They always put LeBron number 2 when they do those top 10 lists, top 20 lists.
Hell, they had Kawhi Leonard number 4 for their best players in the league. Like, are you
disrespectful, man?
This man just won a championship the year before. Granted, that team was cold.
They wasn't cold. They was alright.
That was a pretty solid team.
Yeah, but they needed somebody like him to really take them over the hump. So they was alright.
I'm talking about the team like with him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm not talking like, oh man, they're just a cold ass team. Which granted, they're like number 2 in the East this year.
Mm-hmm.
Which I definitely didn't expect that.
I didn't either, honestly.
I knew they'd be in the playoffs,
like maybe 6 or 7.
I would probably give them. I'd probably say like 5.
Yeah, but the East is just so trash, man. If you looked up like the win-loss record, it only takes 30 wins to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, then people want to talk about Michael Jordan during the 80s.
Yeah, because he only got like 30 wins to win the play. I think it was either like 30 or 35, something like that. It was a terrible record. It was against the Celtics. Remember that year?
Yeah, that was 86.
Yeah, they won like 35 games and made the playoffs.
But that still happens now, though.
Yeah.
Like, hell, I can't.
It just shows how trash the East has been.
I think in the 90s it was a little bit better. You had a little bit more competition.
Yeah.
If you literally look at the 90s, like, you had Charlotte that was pretty good. The Heat, the Knicks. Well, the sorry-ass Knicks. And, you had some pretty decent teams out there. But... oh, well. So, let me ask you this. Who do you think of this younger generation of players, like players that just came into the league, like, within, like, the last couple of years, who do you think that can become, like, the best player in the league?
I was just arguing about this with one of my friends, and I said Zion.
You really think Zion?
He's averaging 23.6 points per game, along with 7.6 rebounds, I think, or 6.8 rebounds, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like 24 and 7. So basically 24-7.
Okay,
in
so
19 games.
I got his stats.
30
right
minutes a game.
So right now
man.
he's averaging 29.7 minutes a game, 23.6 points a game, 58.9 field goal percentage, 6.8 rebounds. You definitely got to get them rebounds up.
Those rebounds are gonna get up.
Yeah, and then 2.2 assists, which
all that's gonna go up, man. But it's just 23.6 points as a rookie in 19 games.
Yeah,
man.
he
So that just shows you if he played the whole season, he probably get like 25, 26.
But do you think really his body can like last that long in the NBA?
Yeah, he can. He's been so used to playing it up until now, so why stop?
But you gotta remember, like, college at most you're gonna play 30-something games.
Yeah.
High school.
He's not playing a whole lot of minutes either. He's only playing 30 minutes, so he should be good. He'll probably like cap out around like 35 minutes a game. But yeah.
Well, if you look like somebody like Ja Morant stats, like he's averaging 30 minutes a game, 17.6 points per game, which I think that's pretty good for a rookie point guard
That's
in this
great
league.
for a rookie.
49% field goal percentage.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
didn't
good.
even know that until you said that right now. That's really crazy for a guard, a rookie guard.
3.5 rebounds. That's good for a rookie guard. And then basically 7 assists a game. So I mean, he's definitely on the come up. Like going off talent, I think Ja Morant has a little bit more talent than Zion.
Why you say that?
Just looking at his skill wise, because he's a decent shooter. He's a better shooter than Zion. He's definitely got the speed. Of course, he's real skinny right now, so he'll definitely bulk up throughout the years. But I feel like he just like them two. They really like, it wasn't like a slow start for them, because like most of these rookies you see, like it takes them like maybe a few games to really get into the rotation of things.
Yeah, he came in just killing. First week, honestly, talking shit on the court to all the veterans and shit.
And the thing, he's got that team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would have thought Memphis would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's very impressive, man.
Everybody would, like, of course, you would have automatically assumed the Pelicans would have got in there just because even without Zion, with talent alone. Because, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, definitely. Because didn't Brandon Ingram make the All-Star game this year?
Yep.
He's definitely another player on the come up. Don't know if he could ever become the best player in the league, but what do you think about this comparison? Brandon Ingram is the modern day Scottie Pippen.
No, Brandon Ingram's a better scorer.
Scottie Pippen wasn't a bad scorer.
And Brandon Ingram, we really haven't seen him defensively lock somebody up. Or even just be consistent on that end. So I gotta disagree with that.
Yeah, I guess when you say it like that, I could understand that. But what do you think about Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum, yeah, he's on the come up, man. He's really just with, like we were saying earlier, like Kyrie. Without Kyrie on the team, he really has a chance to elevate his game and really get the shots that he wants. We saw this his rookie year, he was killing.
Yeah. The only thing about him is he has some spurts where he gets on them streaks where he just is garbage.
Yeah, he's not really looking to pass. He been like that at Duke though.
Yeah,
real.
he was, because I remember
he get those streaks, he'll just shoot it every time.
Yeah, because I remember seeing him play and I'd be like, damn, bro, like, pass it.
Yeah.
Like, you got all this talent on the team. Like, come on, man. But that's the only thing about him, which he'll probably get better about that.
Mm-hmm.
But he does get him the bad streaks where, like,
I already know who his favorite player was.
Say what?
You already know who his favorite player was.
Oh yeah, it was Kobe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kobe worked with him.
Yeah.
In the all season where just the team was just obliterated. It's like you can't have more than one Kobe disciple on a team.
He got that mama mentality, man.
You can't have. There's no room for two or three mama mentalities at that on one team.
Yeah.
Like you really just need to have like half a mama mentality. Like because I think that's good though. But yeah, he's definitely could be in consideration for that in the future. Anybody else you can think of could be considered that?
I got a dark horse one.
Who?
Nikola Jokic.
I can see it. He's got to get tougher though. Cause like he'll do stuff and be like, "Oh my god," and then he'll do something else and be like, "Man, this motherfucker's soft as hell." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's lost 40 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just gotta get tougher. Like that's the only thing with him.
And yeah, he's gotten in better shape. So yeah, that was another thing too. He's just gotta get in better shape because he's definitely a dope boy out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. He yeah. I mean, I definitely like his game. I would have never thought he'd been as good as he was.
Nah, because he has no athleticism whatsoever. He gets like 2 feet off the ground.
He's a regular. With a modern day Lottie Divac. You think that's a good comparison?
Yeah, he's like Divac. Basically like Divac with better scoring ability. Because they both can pass really well.
Yeah, I was about to say, people forget how good Lottie Divac was, especially with the Laker teams. That Lakers team, that when they got to like the finals in 91?
Mm-hmm. With the Kings too. He was a solid player.
He was a little bit older. Yeah. The King, who's the better flopper, Lottie Divac or Reggie Miller? Or LeBron?
Divac. Anytime Shaq would power up on that man, he hit the ground so quick.
What about LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron's up there too. The Ginobili.
Oh yeah.
Derek Fisher.
Man, Derek Fisher made me mad watching him. I'd be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
One of the worst layups of all time.
Hey, but the worst flop of all time is Carlos Boozer and Robert Orr. He was another flopper too.
What? Oh, you said one of the worst floppers?
No, one of the worst flops of all time. Like if you looked it up on YouTube, like they both like came. Like I think Horry was setting the screen on Boozer, and they just both just flopped on each other. Like it was bad.
Carlos Boozer, number one yeller in the NBA.
And it's like AKA Napa.
I mean, this is the same guy that punched the referee.
Yeah, terrible, man. But
is there any other players you can think of though? Jokic, that was a pretty good.
Yeah, I really like Jokic's game. Not only can he score, he's just a really, really good passer. But like you said, he needs to get tougher, and at times he's not really looking to score.
Yeah, to take over a game.
Yeah, because he really has the ability to do that. Nobody can guard that man in the post. Because
that Nuggets team is a really weird team, if you get what I'm saying. Like
they have the ability, but it's just, do they really want it?
Yeah, like they have. You could make a case they're probably one of the most talented teams in the league.
They got some really good talent on that team. And what's dude's name? They've been injured, but he played.
Porter, Michael Porter.
Yeah, when he develops, man, people better look out.
Yeah, he could be a problem.
Yeah,
it just sucks with him because he fucked up his back like very beginning of his college career. Then he tried to come back, which that was just a terrible idea. Because he really could have hurt himself even more. And then, he didn't even play his rookie season, did he?
Nah, he was out because of that back, I think. And but he's back now, and he's 7 feet tall,
something like that. He's like
a guard.
Yeah, he can definitely become a problem. What do you think about some of those Kings players like De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley?
I like their games. De'Aaron Fox, he just has to work on his jumper.
Oh yeah, if he gets a jumper, it's a wrap.
Yeah, he just needs to work on his jumper. A little bit more work in on that, and that'll be good. Bagley, he's definitely a beast in the making. 20 and 10 every year with him.
What was they're like Bagley, he had a report or he had like an interview. He was like, hey, when I start throwing up numbers, don't try to jump on the bandwagon then. And Tracy McGrady was just like, well, when you gonna start doing it? Or whatever. But I think he's been kind of hurt.
Yeah, when he gets his shit together, he's a 20 and 10 player.
Hey, what about your boy?
Who?
Mr. Cat Daddy himself, Carl Anthony Towns. Come on, man.
Say about that.
Come on, man. He's cold, bruh.
Yeah, he is cold because he's in Minnesota.
Most overrated player in the league.
You know, you already know who I said that was.
Who? I can't remember. Who?
Westbrook.
Oh, yeah, Westbrook.
Yeah.
Well, at least what?
But I'll go ahead and go along with the Cat thing. He's soft. He has the ability to be a top player in the league, but just mentally he's not there. He doesn't play any defense. He's an unimpactful player. Like, he get 20 and 10, but his teams don't do anything.
I concur. And they're trying to get Devin Booker and him together. So I guess they can have the most unimpactful 40 points a game.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen that before. Two players that get average like damn near 30 points a game, but it is just completely non-impactful. Like, hell, D'Angelo Russell.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate on that. Do you think it's just the teams? Could it be just the teams, or is it them? Do you really think? Because, I mean, let's be honest, they do be on some trash teams.
Yeah, they do. I think it comes with more leadership too, like, because it's
true.
like, look at Minnesota. Like, I mean, granted, they didn't have, like, when Jimmy Butler got there, they didn't. I mean, they pretty much had the same team the next year. And they maybe won like 30 games, and it's hard to tell with Phoenix because they just are garbage every year. But it's Minnesota, I would say, not because of the team. Phoenix, that's a hard one, just because. Hell, when's the last time Phoenix has been relevant? When Steve Nash was there?
And that was like, what, 10 years ago?
So that one, I mean, yeah, Carl Anthony Towns, I mean, he doesn't get a pass from me. Devin Booker, I'll give him a little bit more of a pass just because they've gone through so many coaches, and
that team is just very dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Remember when they drafted Josh Jackson?
Yeah. And they already traded him.
Yeah.
Trade him to the Grizzlies. Watch him break out and have like great years at the Grizzlies. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't terrible though with Washington. Like he played decent for him.
Yeah. Well, he got traded to the Suns.
Yeah, he got traded to the Suns because he had that. I think
yeah.
he dunked on like Trevor Ariza or something. I'm trying to. I don't think there's really any more other players I can think of that I would say are on the come up to maybe able to take that spot. You know, once they hit their prime. I mean, and then also you gotta also think about like most of these players, like what, they're only like 20.
That's very true. Players are definitely getting younger and younger. Like the OG on the team would be like what, 27, 28,
24 more. Like. Shoot. Pretty soon you're gonna have coaches that are 30 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our old head right there. He 30.
It's like what? It's like that's what usually people hit in their prime in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, that's crazy to think about. You know, because it's like I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Like hell. Well, just staying on Karl Anthony Towns for a second. I mean, hell, even D'Angelo Russell has a bigger impact than him.
Yeah, he made the playoffs.
Yeah,
with the Nets.
Drop 40 something in a game.
Yeah, I wish the Lakers would never trade him. I wish they would have just made that work.
They had no choice. They had no choice after all that stuff with Nick Young.
Yeah,
Like that was pretty much a done deal.
He's in one of the most unforgettable gifts ever with Kobe. I know you know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, the one where he's dancing all over the place,
Yeah.
and then Kobe's just standing there like, "Come on, bro."
Yeah.
That's a damn disgrace. Kobe was about to slap the hell out of that man. But anyway, any other players you think are on the come up? I think we pretty much named majority of them. Oh, the Gilchrist guy, or Shea Gilchrist.
Shy.
Yeah, Shai Gilchrist. Now he's an underrated player.
Yeah.
He like I'm pretty sure the Clippers probably wanted to keep him when they made that trade for Paul George, but I'm probably sure the Thunder were like, look, you ain't getting Paul George unless you give us him.
That's true, man. I like his game, man. He got them dudes in the playoffs. They got them a higher seed than the Rockets.
Imagine that.
Everybody giving love to Chris Paul, and that's cool. He's having a great comeback season, I guess.
Like,
But
damn, a comeback
Shaq-
season at 30 something.
Like 35.
Oh,
Yeah, so he up there. But yeah, I like Shaq's game.
yeah, he's one player.
Great defender.
Yeah, I would have never thought he'd been as good as he was.
I ain't either.
Like, I thought he'd be one of those players come to the league, be on the bench for like a couple years. You might hear his name every so often where he has like a randomly decent game. I figured he'd be like pretty much most of the UK players. I mean, to be honest, like I thought he was just gonna be another one of those guys. But yeah, he really surprised me. Tyler Harrell's not too bad for real. Like
He's fearless.
Yeah, I like his game. Like I didn't know he was gonna translate so well into the NBA.
I didn't either, honestly, man. He's basically an impactful Devin Booker.
Yeah, yeah. One player we forgot to even talk about on the come up. Well, I guess you can say if he's on the come up, he seems to be already here. Luka Doncic. We didn't even talk about him.
He's a little overrated. Well, he's a lot overrated.
Why you say that?
Because we ain't seen him do shit.
What are you talking about?
We ain't seen him in the playoffs yet, and he's always getting all these.
It's only his second year?
Yeah, I know. So that's why people need to chill. It's only his second year. He hasn't.
Well,
made
we're
the
just talking about
playoffs
like
yet.
him being on the come up.
But
He's having a good second year.
he doesn't play any defense.
Hell, what did Jabari Parker say? I will give him this. He's not a great defender, but at least he tries on defense.
Yeah, that's true.
I will give him that because
I don't fuck with him like that.
he's doing better than Trey Young.
What do you mean, Trae Young killing?
Yeah, but his team ain't doing shit. And they're in the East.
Well, I think that's because John Collins caught that he got caught using PEDs and he got suspended for like 25 games. That fucked the hell.
Damn, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Wow.
And that's what messed him up because he got suspended 25
So,
games.
a
They
guy-
probably would have made the playoffs or been a little closer if he was there because he's on the come. Next year he'll be an all-star.
A guy that's that's his third year in the league?
John Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already using PEDs. So if that makes you wonder, then if he's only just basically a junior in the league, what other players are using these PEDs?
I already know who you getting at.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it makes you wonder because George Karl, remember when he came out with that book? He said the biggest problem that we have in the NBA is like steroids, and it's crazy, to watch. I guarantee you, one day the NBA, like, how Major League Baseball and had their little steroid whole thing going on.
Hmm.
That's gonna happen with the NBA before our time.
I said this to somebody else. It's gonna come out when one of those guys piss off one of those higher ups.
Oh yeah.
Once they piss off one of them higher ups, then when it's all gonna come out.
Or when they don't need to use certain players.
Yeah, and when we stop recording, I'll tell you which player I think that's gonna be if he messes up.
I'm sure I can probably guess it. But yeah, Luka he's definitely on the come up. You know, he's making a case. Well, he'll probably get like a vote or two for like MVP this year. I'm not saying he's gonna be like he'll get a PJ Brown vote.
Nah, don't disrespect him like that. PJ Brown didn't deserve that at all.
Well, I'm just saying like how many votes he'll get. Like I'm not. Oh, trust me, I'm not comparing him to PJ Brown at all. I'm just saying he'll get one of them PJ Brown votes. Like he won't get many votes, but he'll somebody, probably one or two people will probably throw him on the ballot just to show Luka a little bit of love. Trae Young, he's definitely another one, but he's got to step up his leadership. Like him doing all these stupid, like doing that nutmeg move, like it's like, all right, that's cool, dude, but it's not translating into wins. Like you're looking like another Jason Williams out there.
I would say that at least he's actually getting buckets.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's basically like Jason Williams was at least playing on winning teams.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Trae Young's exciting to watch. Like I would definitely watch Trae Young in a heartbeat. But it's, you know, it gets to a point where it's like they need to translate to wins. And you know what they should do? Because nobody gives a fuck about basketball in Atlanta anyway. They need to take that team and move it to Louisville.
Yeah.
Kentucky needs some kind of professional team.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
but we know why it's not gonna happen.
well, they said, what was it, a couple years ago, if the NBA does expand, that the two places that'll get teams, well, might be one right now with everything that's going on in Seattle. But yeah, they said it'd be either Seattle or Louisville. That like if the NBA does expand to like two more teams or something like that, Seattle.
I really like that, man.
Huh?
Would you go to any of the games?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that would make it a lot better for us. I mean, we ain't got to go to either Memphis or Indianapolis just to see an NBA game, see some of these players. Huh?
Atlanta.
Yeah, because Atlanta's 5 hours away and Memphis is like 3. Mm-hmm. Which.
And Indiana's like 3, right?
No, Indianapolis, that's like a 4.5 hour drive, something like that. It's a pretty good drive. But yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Why keep a team that why keep it? Why, like, I don't understand, like, having these NBA teams in like non-basketball states.
I mean, it's all about money, man. You know, Atlanta's a great place to be at.
But hell, they don't even show up to the games half the time.
It was always funny when the Lakers would come play. It would just basically be a Lakers game. All the fans up there wearing Kobe jerseys and shit.
But yeah, I mean, Trae Young, he's definitely on the come up, but he's got to get some more wins under his belt. I gotta hit him with the Kobe Bryant to Smush Parker talk. You gotta get your accolades up if you're gonna talk to me. Isn't that what he said to him?
Yeah, that's what he said too. You know, I'm a Kobe fan all the way, but he was a real asshole.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be an asshole to win. But
say something like that
to your own teammate.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? You made the All NBA team yet? No. All-Star game? No. All rookie first team? No. All right, shut the fuck up.
Is there any more players? I feel like we're at least missing like one more. Cause I can't think of like anybody else that were. Cause I mean, I don't think I think we might have covered all the ones that the standout ones. 'Cause I can't think of really anybody else that we could consider. Cause hell, what Orlando ain't got. What about you think Markel Fultz will be able to pull it together?
Yeah, I think they're in the playoffs this year. Are they?
I think they might have been like either they were in the playoffs or they're like borderline playoffs.
Yeah, he can get it together, man. He's still young.
Yeah, I guess I get used to like not remember that these players are like 20.
Yeah, exactly. He's like 20 years old. He's gonna be fine. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else we're really forgetting that I can think of. Cause the Pacers. I mean, they don't really have anybody. I mean, I guess Miles Turner. He could be on the come up, I guess, in a way.
They didn't.
Huh?
They didn't. Only 30 wins this year.
Oh. Well, that's not surprising with Orlando. That's one franchise, like, that's a weird franchise. Like, they'll be good for, like,
a year, and then they'll be shitty for, like, 12 years.
So every good year.
Every good year, they got 12 shitty years coming.
So it's about what is I guess would time be getting close to being up for them for the 12-year shittiness? I mean, they made the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
So would that count? Is it still being shitty, or?
I guess. I don't know.
I guess it depends on how. Well, I would say for them, like elite teams, because they were like when Dwight was there, they were at least like a top 3 team in the East. Mm-hmm. So for them to get back to that, it's gonna be a while then.
It's gonna be a long time before they get back to that.
They better bring Shaq back. Shaq and Penny back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I mean, because I can't think of any more. Because I mean, Pistons ain't got shit going for them. The Knicks, the Knicks. Oh my god.
About them.
Oh my god, the Knicks. Whew. That's an episode in itself. Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean pretty much like I think we've covered all the main players from the new generation, I guess. But oh well. If we miss anybody.
How you feel about LaMelo Ball?
He's a tricky
No,
one.
he's not an NBA player, but he's finna be in the league in a little bit.
He's a tricky one. Because, I like his game, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with some of the ways he plays in the NBA, if you get what I'm saying.
Plays lazy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to say it like that, but yeah, he'll have to get in the right situation. Somebody that can light a fire. But don't get me wrong, I like his game, because to me, I almost thought he was like the best ball out of the 3.
I agree with that.
But even though I thought he was probably the most talented, but I thought Lonzo probably had the highest ceiling. Because Lonzo was already, a top wing defender to me.
Yeah, that's an underrated aspect of his game. And he's a willing passer too.
And his jump shot's coming along too.
Yeah, he changed up his whole mechanics and everything, which I was so glad when he did.
Yeah,
that.
he really.
I got tired of seeing that bullshit.
Yeah, he can definitely be a problem. Pretty
But the weirdest jump shot was old dude.
Michael K. Gilchrist. That jump shot, my God. But yeah, I mean LaMelo, I get it. He's got to get in the right situation for him. Like that's what it's gonna come down to with him. Because if he ends up on one of these bullshit teams or whatever, which is crazy to think about, he could end up being on the Warriors or something. Because technically the Warriors, like with their record, they could end up getting the number 1 pick.
That's not gonna be fair.
So they could get the number 1 pick, and not only that, they're also gonna bring back Draymond, a healthy Steph, a healthy Clay, and then also have Andrew Wiggins. You think they should go for a center? That what was it? That Wiseman guy?
Yeah, it was. They just basically just told Memphis, "All right, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'll holler at y'all."
Yeah. But I don't know. He'll be an interesting prospect. I'll be interested to see what happens with him, what situation he ends up with. But I think that's what it's all going to depend on, the situation he ends up in. What are your thoughts about him?
Wiseman.
No, about LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball. I just love how aggressive he is. It's just he has to be more aggressive on that other side. You know, he doesn't really play that well defensively. But sometimes he could just be a little too aggressive, like he's just going for his. He'd be a little too selfish at times.
Yeah, that's why I said it's all about what situation he ends up in. Like if he ends up in like the Phoenix Suns or the Minnesota Timberwolves, he might as well just be like, look, trade me.
Yeah, he might as well not even play. Honestly, that's not gonna work at all. Devin Booker and him on the same team. Come on, man. That's
that backcourt giving up what 67 points a game. Worst defensive backcourt of all time. Yeah. But oh well. Anybody else you can think of on the come up? I think we nailed everybody.
Yeah.
But any more remarks? Any statements? Inquiries?
Nah.
Well, if that's it, then I guess that wraps up another episode. This is Ghost of Mr. Sanders, and we're out.